Greetings, programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. Probably a little bit of different audio quality right now. Once again, trying a different setup, as well as being in an entirely different part of the house, one that makes my tongue work worse than normal. Awesome. But today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the new Wreck and Rule version of Legacy Bulkhead. Yes, this is actually the version of Bulkhead I ended up going with. I did not get the normal one, so there will not be a comparison or anything. We're just going to look at this Bulkhead, and right off the bat, I'm going to say I adore this version. I'm so glad that I went with this version as opposed to the normal one. Nothing wrong with the normal one. I just like this one. You know, the camo, obviously, a lot more. Fact it up here, you have a Wrecker insignia instead of an Autobot or anything. That's all great, but there's some weird choices made with this guy. And anyone who's familiar with the normal Legacy Bulkhead is probably already noticing, why do I have his mace weapon, stored up here on top? Well, that is because this version of Bulkhead comes with an extra accessory to clog up the back with. If we come down in here, you can see he's got the same Gatling gun accessory, only this time no silver paint or anything that I know the normal one has, and it's cast in a dark, smoky color instead of, the blue of the normal one. But then he's also got a new hammer. I guess this is some kind of like Wrecker relic or something. If you get the entire Wreck and Rule set, they actually all come with like a piece to make a big cardboard version of this. Even it's weird. I'm not going to complain about an extra accessory, but I will complain that it's an extra accessory that completely throws off the weapon storage for this guy. Worth mentioning, I guess, let's go ahead and just take this off for convenience. But if you do have the normal version of Bulkhead, the way you would do his weapon storage is you'd actually just go ahead and put this in there sideways, and then the mace right there, and obviously just cover it back up. So instead of having a Gatling gun pointing out the back between his, kind of obvious feet, you just have, a weird metal ball in the back of the truck. So it's weird, the choice made there. Can't say I fully get it, but it works. It doesn't cause any problems. I don't care. Obviously, you can have this guy be a untarped truck. Don't have him be an untarped truck. It doesn't look good. All 6 wheels roll, pretty well. Nice and, boxy truck mode when you're not doing this on him. And I will say, even though it doesn't look the greatest, I do still like the fact they took the time to do, the corrugations here on the truck bed back here. Nice touches overall. So let's go ahead and actually transform this guy. Transformation on him, pretty easy. Gonna go ahead and start by just go ahead getting these sections here at the front of the probably fuel canisters, I'm guessing. They are tabbed in on either side here. Tabbing them in is one of the hardest parts of the transformation on this guy, just because of the tolerances. But not the end of the world. Ooh, a tight tab. Yeah, you have to push a little hard to get it in, but stays transformed that way. So do that. Go ahead and split the legs and bring them out a little bit for some clearance here. You're gonna go ahead and right now go ahead and just open up the feet and then fold down the heel just part way. This version, at least from what I see, once you get this little slot tabbed in right there on the back of the flatbed, it actually it seems to hold tighter on this version of Bulkhead than the regular, which makes, opening the feet much easier because you don't have to dig this out. It will stay out by default. Go ahead and do that on both sides. Then fold this section of the flatbed open. Go ahead and pull the gas canister away from the leg, and you can see there is a slot. You can kind of see here. There is a slot right there on the side of the thigh, and a tab sticking out right there from the gas can. Again, I'm assuming that's what that is, but unpeg that, straighten the leg out just for a little bit more room, bring this up, turn it around, push it down into his calf, and close that up. Same thing over here. Pop that open, straighten out, up, around, in, close. And there you've got that part done. Go ahead and just spin the legs around at that joint right now while we're here. Then, let's see here, what's going to be the next part to do? Let's go ahead and get started up here. So we'll go ahead and open up the front of the truck to the head where he's apparently heard something very loud and he's trying to hide from it underneath here. That's actually, it's pretty funny that that's how it ends up working, his transformation. But go ahead, bring down his arms, come to this little panel here on the top of the truck and actually push it up, and it will fold all the way forward there, which will then give you room to push up the head platform, at least part way. Then go ahead, keep this slightly forward. You're going to untab these black sections from each other. Then those will rotate around back here. This is not always the easiest part to do. In fact, let's go ahead and fold these weird extra fake wheels. Fold those up while we're back here just to get them out of the way. Then we can fold these sections up. And then there's a tab right there that will go into the side of the cab. But you have to get these all the way up so you can bring the cab back down in and then get that plugged in. So you have to kind of make sure you're keeping, multiple things lined up, because this little strut is actually sliding into the back of the, the main body of the cab. So you have to have the cab angled forward to bring these up. Then you have to bring it down level and peg these in. Unfortunately, the darker color scheme, while I like it, makes it a little bit harder to get on camera, so I apologize if I'm doing a bad job of explaining things and you'd rather just see it. My camera is not going to really do well at the whole showing it thing. Anyway, go ahead and fold these pieces around like I just did. They will snap together, and then you've got two little tabs sticking out front there. You can see this little section here on the inside of the cab. That will come together. That will slot down over those two tabs. Turn the legs around the correct way. And then finally just fold this little section back down. And there you've got Bulkhead in his robot mode. And this is such a great Bulkhead mold. I really like this thing. I know a lot of people are complaining that it doesn't look enough like the Prime version. I mean, the whole point of Legacy is it's taking, all kinds of different characters and giving them a G1 style, makeover. As well as, this is kind of an amalgamation of the Prime Bulkhead and the animated Bulkhead, with, different design cues from each figure being pulled, as well as, also being something new. It, for me at least, it works. As a Prime fan, someone who really came into Transformers through Transformers Prime, yeah, this is good. I know my camera is really not sure how to handle the light balance with this guy. I apologize. But posability on him is pretty good. The head is on a ball joint. You get a little bit of up and down, some side to side. Most of a rotation on the head, except for the chin gets in the way. Hopefully I'm at a decent angle here. Using a different tripod, by the way, I can't angle the camera down. We have to look straight forward and nothing else. Rotation at the shoulders, full motion outwards. There is a rotation at the bicep. Pretty tight on this guy. Likes to pop that joint out when I do that. Get over 90 degrees at the elbow because of the transformation. Wrist rotation. Waist swivel. Kicks forward all the way. Kicks back all the way. Can do the splits. Has a rotation there at the thigh. Over 90 degree bend at the knee. Feet go down. Heel goes down. And you get a tilt. So, already an incredibly posable guy. Especially for, as big as he is. And then he's got, frankly, a lot you can do with his accessories. I'll go through this as quick as I can. Obviously, the gun, he can hold it, or you've got two little 3mm, I think, ports on the side there, a little peg sticking out. Then you've got ports either side of this little section, so you can actually peg this on either side. Which is a little tricky to do because I'm at a weird angle, but you can do that. Give him a shoulder cannon, which is very fitting for Bulkhead, in my opinion. He's got the weird little mace thing. Go ahead, open this up. There's a handle on one side of it. It is made to go over this hand. Just put it in his hand and close it up. And he's got his Transformers Prime smashy hand. I kind of wish we would have gotten two of that so we could do both of them, but one's better than none. Traditionally, you are actually meant to just kind of leave this tarp on his back, and you can even do the entire transformation without taking this thing off as well. Or, not only does it have that molded peg there, you've got this little fold-out peg here as well that will actually fold both in and out. So you have a few options there. Clearly, it's really is made to look like a riot shield after you pop it off. My preferred way of doing this is to fold the longer peg in and peg it on his arm that way. But, you can do that however you want. As usual with any of these newer Transformers with all the extra pegs and stuff, you're kind of made to, it's made so you can do it however you want. Have fun with it. Then for the hammer, obviously, he can hold it. You can go ahead and peg it back here for storage. Or because his mace hand already has, 5 extra ports on it, you can go ahead and just stick the hammer on the end of the mace and just have ridiculousness going on. So, overall, yeah, this is a really good version of a really good figure. Obviously, if, get whichever one you prefer. Yeah, the extra hammer on this one's nice, but other than the hammer, the only difference is just, do you want pure green with an Autobot, or do you want camo with a Wrecker? I wanted the Wrecker. So, great figure. Definitely worth checking out. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.